Another notch on Trump's belt as he is nominated once again for the Nobel Peace Prize. And of course, Democrats are furious because headed into the election, the last thing they want is for Donald Trump to be nominated for Nobel Peace Prize. But we have this from Fox News. Trump nominated for Nobel Peace Prize by Norwegian official citing Israeli UAE peace deal. Nomination was submitted by Christian Tybring-Gjedde, a member of the Norwegian parliament. And so, just weeks after helping to broker a peace deal between Israel and the United Arab Emirates, President Trump has been nominated for the 2021 Nobel Peace Prize. The nomination submitted by Christian Tybring-Gjedde, a member of the Norwegian parliament, lauded Trump for his efforts toward resolving protracted conflicts worldwide. And, one of the things that has been so great about the Trump administration is that he has challenged conventional wisdom. So there are a lot of things that we have just accepted as facts of life, things that are never going to change. There's always going to be war in the Middle East. We'll never solve things between North and South Korea. And Trump has somehow been able to undermine what we've always believed and shown that there can be another way. So it really is refreshing because conventional wisdom has a way of getting stale. You accept certain truths, and then you find out that, maybe we just were not being innovative enough. And then you have a man like Donald Trump who comes in, who is the master of the deal. I mean, he wrote The Art of the Deal. And he comes in and he takes a different approach that nobody else ever thought of. And next thing you know, everything's changed for the better. There's countless, we're going to get into the story, so I don't want to get ahead of myself, but there's a growing roster of disputes that we thought would just be perpetual until the end of time that Trump has brought at least progress on. So let's continue with this story. For his merit, I think he's done more trying to create peace between nations than most other Peace Prize nominees. I think he's probably done more to create peace between nations than most other Peace Prize winners. I mean, especially when you look at Barack Obama, who, did absolutely nothing and ended up turning around and becoming, the bomber in chief, called him Obama. So Tybring-Gjedde, a four-term member of parliament who also serves as chairman of the Norwegian delegation to the NATO Parliamentary Assembly, told Fox News in an exclusive interview. Tybring-Gjedde, in his nomination letter to the Nobel Committee, said that the Trump administration has played a key role in the establishment of relations between Israel and the UAE. Now, that is the Arab world. For as long as we've been alive, or at least as long as I've been alive, the Arabs and Israel have been at constant war, have been at constant conflict. And the fact of the matter is, having the United Arab Emirates, sure, it's not the whole Arab world, but you can imagine it is the first domino to fall, and what could finally bring peace and stability to a region that conventional wisdom told us was a hopeless endeavor. So, as it is expected other Middle East countries will follow in the footsteps of the UAE, this agreement could be a game changer that will turn the Middle East into a region of cooperation and prosperity. Also cited in the letter was the president's key role in facilitating contact between conflicting parties, creating new dynamics in other protracted conflicts. Exactly. He creates new dynamics because he is an innovative thinker. He doesn't work in the old politics as usual dynamic. He assesses situations. This is why it's so great to have a businessman in the office. He assesses situations and he looks for ways to solve the problem. He doesn't play the old guard politics game that we've seen time and time again through all the previous administrations of my lifetime, at least. So creating new dynamics in other protracted conflicts, such as the Kashmir border dispute between India and Pakistan, and the conflict between North and South Korea, as well as dealing with nuclear capacities of North Korea. Exactly. Donald Trump walked across the demilitarized zone with no security. While you could certainly lay some criticism, and that was maybe an unnecessary risk, I don't think that Donald Trump did that without certain assurances from the North Korean government. While I'm sure most of the Democrats were sitting there cheering North Korea on, hoping that they would off him, because they hate Donald Trump that much. It really was astounding. But those aren't the only conflicts that Trump has helped resolve. We also saw recently between Serbia and Kosovo. We had, this is from CNN Politics. Serbia and Kosovo signed economic normalization agreement in the Oval Office ceremony. Now, I remember as a little kid all of the wars that were going on between Serbia and Kosovo and Bosnia and that whole region after the collapse of the Soviet Union. And so that's another thing that was, we just always thought there was going to be strife in that area. There was always ethnic tensions in that area. Well, Donald Trump, again, defying conventional wisdom. So we have here Serbia and Kosovo have agreed to embark on a new chapter in their recently tumultuous relationship, establishing economic normalization in a signing ceremony at the White House Friday alongside President Donald Trump, who has been aggressively pursuing new foreign policy endeavors with the presidential election just under 2 months away. And so it says Trump hailed the agreement as a truly historic commitment, adding that the countries were working towards this for many, many years. Yes, over 20 years, these countries could not get along, and then Trump comes in, and I think he sent Richard Grenell in to be kind of the ambassador, the envoy. And Richard Grenell, I got nothing but great things to say about him. He has been a revelation, and I think he's got some high cabinet positions in his future. So the talks to launch economic ties between Serbia and Kosovo come 21 years after NATO launched a 78-day airstrike against Serbia to stop a bloody crackdown against ethnic Albanians in Kosovo in 2008. Kosovo's parliament declared independence from Serbia, but tensions continued. And it goes on to say that Vučić, who was the head of Alexander Vučić, is Serbian president. So Serbian President Alexander Vučić thanked Trump for engaging the countries on this. He added that while Serbia and Kosovo still have political differences, this is a huge step forward, and I'm once again profoundly grateful to you, Trump, and your people that successfully got us here. So you can see Donald Trump is taking these age-old conflicts, bringing these people to the table, and figuring out ways to resolve the issues, like no other president we have had, at least in our lifetime. So back to the Fox News article. Tybring Getty further praised Trump for withdrawing a large number of troops from the Middle East. Indeed, Trump has broken a 39-year streak of American presidents either starting a war or bringing the United States into an international armed conflict. The last president to avoid doing so was Peace Prize laureate Jimmy Carter. And Trump just announced, I think it just came out today, that he is withdrawing even more troops. So we have here from WSB TV, U.S. withdrawing thousands of troops from Iraq and Afghanistan. The United States will pull thousands of troops out of Iraq and Afghanistan by November. The top American commander for the Middle East said Wednesday, as President Donald Trump tries to make good on his campaign promise to get America out of endless wars. So if anybody is deserving of this Nobel Peace Prize, it is Donald Trump. So it says during a visit to Iraq, Marine General Frank McKenzie, the commander of the U.S. Central Command, said the reduction in Iraq from about 5,200 troops to about 3,000 reflects the Trump administration's confidence in the ability of U.S.-trained Iraqi security forces to handle the militant threat from the Islamic State. We once had 175,000 troops in Iraq. Now that number is going to be down to 3,000. Of course, we'd love to get them out of there entirely and get all of the boys home, well, the women too. All of the, I kind of forget now that the women are on the front lines now too. That's an adjustment I can't quite wrap my head around all the times. So later, McKenzie said that the troop levels in Afghanistan would drop to 4,500 by November. He made the statement in a telephone call with a small group of reporters, according to officials at the Central Command Office. So Trump is bringing the troops home, he is ending the wars, and he is normalizing relations between countries that have been at conflict for decades. Yeah, I'd say Trump has earned the Nobel Peace Prize, and this is not Trump's first such nomination, as Tybring Getty submitted one along with another, that's a weird way of saying it, submitted Trump along with another Norwegian official in 2018, following the U.S. president's Singapore summit with Kim Jong-un. Japan's prime minister reportedly did the same, although Trump did not win. I think he probably should have, but I think all of the peace deals that he has been working up are, I mean, he's changing the world. He is changing conflict zones and turning them into places where at least people are talking now. Tybring-Gjedde, a member of the conservative-leaning Populist Party in Norway, told Fox News and the latest nomination that his latest nomination is not about currying favor with the U.S. president. He goes on to say that he's not a big supporter of Trump. But of course, if we look at other media, so we have from Forbes here, they tell the story. And I'm sorry, Forbes' formatting is a little weird. I try to make the text big enough so that even people watching these on their cell phone can read along while I'm reading the news here. But so they go into their key facts here, and they have to bring up that Tybring-Gjedde, a four-team member of Norway's parliament, had in 2006 nominated Islam critic Ayaan Hirsi Ali for the Peace Prize, and had previously courted controversy for comparing Muslim women in hijab to the Ku Klux Klan. So they even have to go on and denigrate the people that are nominating Trump for the award. The media will not give Trump a win. I swear, he could run into a burning building and come out with an armful of little children that he saved, and then the headlines will be, Trump is unable to put out fire, causing millions in damage. That would be the headline. Because our media has failed us. Our media is now a propaganda wing of the DNC, and they will not, no matter what, give Trump a win. So I just find it utterly disgusting, but I thought I had to highlight that. Especially considering, the 2009 Nobel Peace Prize was awarded to then President Barack Obama for the Nobel Committee, for what the Nobel Committee called his extraordinary efforts to strengthen international diplomacy and cooperation between peoples. Now, Barack Obama did absolutely nothing to earn his Nobel Prize. He essentially got a Nobel Peace Prize for being the first black president of the United States. And then he went on to drop, I think, like 22,000 bombs on the Middle East. I mean, he became the bomber-in-chief, O-bomber. And that decision came just 9 months into Obama's first term. I think President Trump has done far, far, far more for world peace than Barack Obama ever did. Barack Obama did not have the creativity, the ingenuity, and the innovation to be able to work out the deals that Trump is able to do. Of course, Obama was also a swamp monster. So, and that's another thing. We saw that Trump just caused massive amounts, or just received massive amounts of backlash for criticizing certain people at the Pentagon. And while troops tend to love President Trump, a lot of the top officials at the Pentagon, they can't stand him. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that these people leave and they go and work for these military contractors. So they go and they leave the Pentagon, or they leave their posts wherever they're at, and they go and they work for these military contractors who make all of their money off of war. It is a war machine. And Donald Trump is trying to stop this war machine that a lot of top Pentagon people, they want to perpetuate it, because that means that they have very lucrative positions on the boards of these defense contractors once they leave service. And so we're seeing a lot of that going on now. And, I'm going to report on that a little bit later. I was trying to do a video yesterday on, I had some technical issues, on what looks to be a potential coup coming up. I don't want to get into it now, but anyways, guys, that's this video. So tune in later for that other video where we'll be talking a little bit about some issues that we might be facing with the military and some of the top brass after the election. So anyways, guys, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, share this video. Also follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Parler at Ram Thorburn. And also, if you are interested in contributing to the channel, there are links to my Subscribe Star, Patreon, and PayPal down in the description below. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.